Today, during celebration, commemoration of the victims of Tutsi genocide, we recall many such events that happened in after Second World War throughout the world. And we remember that each time whole the world was horrified and whole the world repeated the same, never more, never again. But it happened. It happened, and of course now our obligation is to remember, to cherish the memory of victims and of their loved ones who were also affected by those tragedies. But also we have to draw conclusions from what happened. As Mr. Ambassador emphasized in his speech, it is very important to fight against denial of such crimes. Because as we saw in many cases, in case of Holocaust, in Cambodia, in Bosnia, and now we can see it in Ukraine, and it was exactly the same in Rwanda. First, there is negation that anything happens. Then, okay, something happens, but it is not a genocide. And after a few years, it's negation that anything happens. So we have this kind of culture of negationism. We have some kind of culture of denial. And it is very important to prevent this, because if remembrance vanish, also it will be not more a factor preventing humanity from allowing something like that to happen again. And another very important question is to work all together, or international community, on a mechanism that will prevent using of violence both in domestic politics and also in international relations. It is very important. It should be a rule for all and everyone around the world that violence is not a way to resolve any problems. And as it was many times stressed by our president, Mr. Andrzej Duda, it is a must to elaborate guarantees that each and every case of crime committed by any country, any politician, in any part of the world, sooner or later will be punished by the international community. It is important. Perpetrators of such atrocities should be found, should be put on trial and punished, because it is the best way to prevent of committing something like that, but other subjects. The crime cannot remain unpunished. And it's why Poland always supported International Tribunal for the crime of genocide in Rwanda. The painful past, it is one side of today's commemoration, but at the same time we have to look forward to the future. I am sure that those who died in these horrible events wanted to to contribute to development of their country, and some kind of obligation towards them to cherish memory on them is to do one's best for sake of future, of good future of Rwanda. We are impressed by all achievements of your country, of development of economy, of education, and also of activities of Rwanda in international politics. We highly appreciate engagement of Rwanda to efforts for international peace and stability, the participation of Rwandan troops in international missions in Africa, and we also expect a lot in the field of Rwandan-Polish relations. We are very pleased with opening Rwandan embassy here in Warsaw. We appreciate the work of Mr. Ambassador and wish him a successful mission in all dimensions of his diplomatic work. And we also are going to open our representation, our embassy, our diplomatic mission in Kigali. That will contribute a lot to development of bilateral relations between our countries, and also to cooperation of our countries in international fields, in international fora, where we can and we shall to join our forces, our efforts for sake of peace, stability, and a welfare of people of Africa and of throughout the world. And wishing Mr. Ambassador successful mission, I also wish Rwanda and its people all the best, good, peaceful, and prosperous future. And let me conclude with these words that during today's commemoration were repeated a lot of times, but it's never enough. Never more, never again. Let's live in peace. Let's hope for good, bright future. Thank you very much.